I'm Dietrich Kalteis, and this is Dirty Little War. As cross as two sticks, getting stiff for the $5, his body aching from getting slugged, he was chewing over how he could have ended the fight sooner. A match that didn't allow for footwork, just standing toe to toe with no gloves, slugging till one man hit the dirt. He'd been fighting Gypsy Doyle's fight, not using what he'd been taught. And if he stepped in again, he'd know better. And sure as hell, he'd get the $5 up front. Walking the Northwestern track in a bearing for Navy Pier, heading for the shitty room in Bughouse Square, somewhere past those tall buildings looming ahead, looking eerie and not many lights on this time of night. A seedy part of town the locals called Hobohemia, next to the goddamn Gold Coast. The haves rubbing it in the faces of the have-nots. The city being all divided up, and Huck getting to know when he was stepping over the turf of one gang and into the next. Coming to town with less than $10 of his coming north money left, enough to cover the rent for a couple of weeks. That is, if he only ate once a day. The city having a way of scooping out a man's pockets. The wind chased in off the lake and it bit to the bone, but it was pushing back some of the reek from the Union stockyards, its fetid ditch where the meat packers dumped the eyeballs and bones that couldn't be stuffed into the ballpark franks. The bubbly sludge and sewage draining into the ugly river flowing its way through town. Recalling something the slumlord said about the river being the prettiest you'd ever see, a kaleidoscope of sight and smell, green at the sausage factory, blue at the soap factory, yellow at the tannery, a sight you wouldn't trade for anything on earth. Taking his hand from holding his collar closed against the wind, Huck covered his mouth and nose, moving faster along the tracks, the scraggly blades of grass wagging between the ties. Ahead, a lamplight glowed on a billboard for McLaren's cheese, Huck thinking about the 30 varieties, his stomach doing a flip, making him bend and spit. When he raised up, the lamplight showed them coming up onto the track ahead. 3 of them. Huck looking around, too sore to run. Bending for a stone from between the tracks, and then recognizing Nails Morton, flanked by Gypsy Doyle and Gorilla Al Wineshank. "Easy now, boyo," Nails said, putting a hand to the boulder to keep the wind from claiming it. "You bring my $5." Huck hefted the stone, knowing these guys were armed with more than stones. On a good day, he might outrun any one of them, but not after getting banged around by Doyle. Nails' grin widened and he looked at the others, and then back to Huck. The man's surely Irish. "And dumb as that stone," Gypsy Doyle said, not smiling. Huck guessing this was not about taking the dive. Payback for what they lost on the fight. "It ain't what you're thinking," Nails said. "I think you owe me money." "It cost us plenty more than $5, Gorilla Al said. "And I guess you asked the wrong guy." "What we're asking, you want to make more money," Nails said. "Only place I dive's in a lake." "You want to end the lake, that's no problem," Gypsy Doyle said. Gorilla Al kept a friendly look, shaking his head. "You getting to the point?" Huck said, flipping the stone away. "Point is, we can use a good man," Nails said. "Don't know a thing about me." "Well, call me a good judge of character." Gorilla Al nodded, saying, "I seen you can take care of yourself. Ain't that so, Doyle?" "You gotten a lucky shot is all," Gypsy Doyle said. Clapping Doyle on the back, Nails said, "If you don't count the rest of them." Nails and Gorilla Al looked amused. Taking out the crushed pack of Picayune, Pride of New Orleans, his last pack, Huck tapped one out, digging in a pocket, finding a match, scratching his thumb across it, lighting up, saying, "Use a good man." What, like a punching bag? Different kind of work. What's the pay? You get a cut. And this job, it within the law? The three of them looking at each other, grinning. "Wait till Deanie gets a load of this guy," Gorilla Al said. "So what do we call you?" Neil said. Huck said his name. "All right, Huck Waller. Step right this way. Your future's waiting." Turning, Neil started walking, the others following. Huck, thinking a moment, and then he followed, calling, "I still want that $5." "Thank you."